Hello world, it's Gary Gerhalski again, giving you an update on my weight loss journey with the Carnivore Diet. This week I was managed to lose 6 pounds. So that brings the total up to 16 total loss. So I'm down from 328 down to 312 as of this morning. Feeling absolute fantastic. Just feeling great physically. And I also walked 30.5 miles this week. Some big road work for me. Really kept to it, did it daily. And then I started strength training. I had a weightlifting session this Saturday and Sunday. And I'm shredded already. But no, feeling really good about getting that weight loss number for this week, especially with what I went through this week. Last Sunday, I had my daughters home, Haley and Grace, and we went out to breakfast. We were there with a couple of their friends and my wife, and we were just about to order when I received a phone call from my parents' assisted living center. And the lady on the phone told me that my father had passed away. I must have looked like a chicken with my head cut off as I was running around the restaurant trying to get my wife to go to the home. Like I really had a rush, but I did want to be with my mother right away and break the news to her personally instead of having someone from the staff do it. So it was an extraordinary, stressful week. Really proud of myself that I was able to stay on the diet during that period of time. And really the motivation for that came for me because my father's been very ill for many, many months. About 10 months ago, he had a procedure with his urologist where he went in and got Botox injected in his bladder to stop the frequent urination. And what this did is it paralyzed his bladder for a little bit and he got a urinary tract infection. So much so that we had to take him to the hospital. While he was in the hospital, he contracted COVID and was quarantined for 10 days. And the doctors told me because of the UTI and the COVID, he took a precipitous drop as it related to his dementia condition. He was having just some dementia-related things coming up to that point, but after those two illnesses, he dropped heavy. And since we brought him in the hospital, he ended up staying at that hospital for 109 days as we strove to try to find a place, a home to put him at. Well, we found a place in Waterford during that time. And while he was in that facility, he fell and had to go to the hospital again. And while he was in the hospital there, he had the norovirus, and the first facility that we got him in there kicked him out. So then he was in the hospital for a bit longer there as we found a rehabilitation facility that could take him, and that was in Muskego. And that facility, he really went downhill. Before going into that facility, he was able to get up and use the restroom himself. He was able to walk with his walker. Within 2-3 months of being in that facility, he was no longer able to walk or go to the bathroom himself. It was really, really difficult to go through. So I contacted a person named Jason at Oasis, a company that helps place seniors in communities. So while all that was going on with my mom, or with my dad, my mom had also had 8 hospitalizations over that 10-month period of time. And after that last hospitalization, we figured she had to go into a facility as well. So I worked with Jason to get both my mom and dad together in the facility in Waukesha, Wisconsin, which is a really nice facility this time. And I'm just glad that I was able to make that happen because they had the last 2.5 months together, which was really good that they could be together for that period of time before he passed away. I saw myself going down that same direction, being heavy like I am, and I'm worried that with my high insulin resistance that I'm going toward the same path. significant health problems and dementia down there. And really, I just kept thinking about that when my dad died, saying, I'm not going down that road. I'm not going to do it. I've got to stay on what I started and get it and see it through. So one of the other things that I felt, kind of feeling to myself like my brother had some tearful moments, my mother, and while I cried a little bit, I felt like I should mourn more. And really an overriding feeling of relief is what I had. And I'm feeling a little bit guilty about that personally. I know my days, visiting my dad 4 days a week, everything with my mom and the hospitalizations and just the burden and the stress that it's been placed on me. I'm thinking to myself, I've been kind of mourning since it started, but that feeling of relief was not something I expected when my dad died. And my friend Kevin told me that takes a little time because he had just lost his father recently. He felt the same way, and you just got to work through it. But that, really the extreme motivation to not end up in my dad's predicament. There's a doctor named Peter Attia that I watch on YouTube channels, and he always talks about the difference between lifespan and health span. Lifespan, of course, is how long you're going to live. Health span is how long you're healthy while you're alive. And I really want to work to get a good long life so I can enjoy my children as they go on to their careers after they finish school, and then obviously have families and be able to enjoy their children. Two quick stories I want to tell about my dad. Some great memories. When my dad passed, my high school coach reached out to me, and I hadn't talked to him probably since high school. And he said how much he enjoyed my dad, and he told me a story that my dad never told to me. When I was a sophomore during the basketball season, the head coach wanted to move me up to varsity. Well, before he did that, he had actually reached out to my dad and talked to him for over an hour. And my coach told me how much that my dad cared for me and just wanted me to have a good experience, and really didn't even mention playing time at one point. And I'm just shocked that my dad never told me that the coach reached out to me and that he was involved in talking about that decision to move me up to varsity, which for at that time was a tremendous deal, as important as basketball is to my family. Second story is, that's the season of my junior year. My team went to the state tournament, and we had a game in Whitewater at that time, and that was the same town where my dad owned a tavern. So we're playing in the sectional championship game against the Whitnall Falcons, who were the defending state champions. It was loaded with 2 or 3 Division I players, and no one really gave us a chance. I think they maybe had 1 or 2 losses. I think we had 6. My dad couldn't come to the game. The game started, the game went well, and we found ourselves with 4 minutes left in the game being up by 20. Well, unbeknownst to me, my brother had come out of the stands to go to a payphone. Yes, no cell phones back in '89. And he had called my dad, who was working at the bar, and said, hey, they're going to win. They're going to win, and that he should get some more people to help, because the whole East Troy fan base is going to come to his bar after the game. So I found out afterwards that when he took that call, he put a drink special on the board called the Juice Special, which was a $2 pitcher of beer, and then he had a drink special on top of it. And I had played really well that game. I think I had 28 points and 12 rebounds. Really a great performance. And so we had finished, we had won. We were driving home on the bus, and I went up to my coach, and I told him, hey, let's swing by the bar. So they took the bus right outside the bar, And when the people inside had seen that the bus had come up, everybody poured into the street. Sorry, getting a little emotional. Everybody had poured into the street, and my dad was there, and I got off the bus. And one of the things in my family is that we don't have a lot of physical love, not a lot of hugs, not a lot of kisses. But on that day, my dad gave me the biggest hug. And it's something that's stayed with me all those years. And it's one of the biggest things that I've thought about over the last week. That he was really proud of me. See, and I thought I couldn't have any tears. But I wanted to share those two stories with you and tell you, give you an update on where I'm at. So I hope everybody has a good week. If you like the video, please subscribe and click the bell for notifications. And we will talk to you next week. Take care.